All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's great to see all of you. Looking forward to discussing Cingulate therapeutics with the group today. Of course, I will be sharing some forward-looking statements, so I encourage everyone to look at our SEC filings that are on our website. So what is Cingulate? What are we doing that's so innovative to change the paradigm of treatment, not only in ADHD, but other therapeutic areas as we move forward? We've developed the precision timed release drug delivery platform. This platform allows us the ability to incorporate 2, 3, 4, up to 5 of the same or different active pharmaceutical ingredients in a tablet about the size of your pinky nail. This is what it looks like with our ADHD formulation. This is CTX1301. And as you can see, our trimodal delivery system here is a tablet smaller than immediate release products. What we do is we use a very revolutionary erosion barrier layer. This EBL, which is called Oralogic, is patent protected through 2035. It gives us the ability to take that medication and deliver it in a very precise way, in a different style if need be, over a 12-hour period of time. We deliver 3 distinct doses in ADHD that are designed to precisely deliver exactly what physicians and other providers want to give to their ADHD patients. It starts with an immediate release of medication. We deliver 35% of the overall total daily drug load right up front. That gives us the fastest onset of action in the ADHD space. We then wait 3 hours, and now over a 90-minute sustained release period, we deliver 45% of the medication. This is the exact way the ADHD meds need to be delivered, and that's why we do it at hour 3, and it's done by 4.5 hours later. Now, the billion-dollar difference. Our built-in booster dose, the 3rd dose, gets delivered specifically as a pulse 7 hours after ingestion of the tablet. This provides patients multiple benefits. Number 1, they don't have to take their booster dose, or recovery medication, as many physicians call it. Number 2, they pay for 1 medication, not 2. Managed care reimburses 1, not 2. And physicians don't have to get the medications prior authed every year with 2 different drugs. We stop the rebound, we stop the crash, we improve the efficacy. We last up to 16 hours, giving patients entire active day efficacy versus the medications they have to take multiple times a day. So what are the biggest issues here? People always think, okay, ADHD, this is a highly genericized marketplace. Well, if you talk to executives at Johnson & Johnson, Shire, now Takeda, or Novartis, they'll tell you they've made $50 billion over the last 20 years in this area, in this class. What they did, they created the 2nd generation of pharmaceutical products in ADHD. We're creating the 3rd generation products. We have the fastest onset of action. Within 30 minutes, our product will be working for ADHD patients. No other product in the marketplace has that same onset. At the same time, our tolerability is better. I'll show you some data from our head-to-head versus Focalin XR, where we improved tolerability by almost 30% versus the same exact drug. In addition to that, patients around 2 or 3 in the afternoon on even the longest acting product out there today start to get the wear-off effects. The medication is falling, it's plummeting, quite frankly. Therefore, they get the ADHD return of symptoms. That's accompanied by the rebound and the crash, where patients feel worse than they did before they even started their day in the morning. And of course, the booster and recovery doses. There's no product available today which delivers precisely 20% of the medication 7 hours after you took the drug. We are the only ones that do that. And of course, the abuse and diversion associated with these short-acting medications, 99% of the abuse and diversion, according to the DEA, comes from your short-acting Adderall and your short-acting Ritalin booster or recovery scripts. By incorporating that into the tablet, we overcome that issue. We'll slow down abuse, slow down diversion, create a better tolerable product, and last the entire active day. This is a home run. Never been done before in the ADHD space. We built this product. We built this platform from the ground up to accomplish just this. Quick point on this 2nd slide here is not really about reading the entire thing, but more importantly, 2 key elements. Look at the societal impact that ADHD has on patients. $143 to $266 billion a year is the impact that ADHD has to our society. And do you know where the brunt of it is? It's in the afternoon. That's where these patients, their medication is worn off. You're giving keys to a teenager and saying, hey, go drive your car. Their medication's worn off, rebound, crash, ADHD symptoms. It's a major issue. In addition, the last point I make here, children, of course, is what we think of when we talk ADHD. But the reality of ADHD is this. Adults, that's double the size in terms of the marketplace than children and adolescents combined. Our product has 8 dosage strengths, perfectly designed to optimize 90+% of patients on our products. We're going to treat children, adolescents, and adults with ADHD. So what does the market look like today? Here's your second generation medications, and again, over $50 billion in revenue over the last 20 years. You build a better product in ADHD, and you will make great revenues. These 4 products are almost $12 billion, over 75% of the marketplace. But as you can see, all of those unmet medical needs we talked about before, they don't cover it. You need a product that works fast, lasts long enough, stops the crash and rebound, eliminates the booster dose, and of course takes away the abuse and diversion associated with those short-term boosters. The reason they fail is because of the way they were designed. They took away that lunchtime dose that patients had to take. Now patients need a dose at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Sometimes the nurse is there, other times they forget their medication in their pocket. The fact is, you need a drug that lasts the entire active day. And that's why 60% of this marketplace has to take a booster dose every single day. We overcome that issue. Anyone that's looking to invest in a pharmaceutical company that's developing an ADHD product, I'm glad you guys are here. Most people run out the door because of these 11 drugs that have come before Cingulate. The reason these products, and again, they're not bad products, but the reason they've failed to achieve any significant market share is because they don't overcome a single unmet medical need, let alone all 4 of the unmet medical needs. This is not our competition. Our competition is products like Vyvanse, Adderall XR, Concerta, and Focalin XR. We hit 9 clear points of differentiation in this marketplace. When we launched Lipitor at Park Davis and Pfizer, we were excited because we lowered LDL and increased HDL. Those 2 points made billions and billions of dollars. We have 9 significant points of differentiation, and that's why we're so excited about this product. How do we do it? We deliver the right drug at the right time, in the right ratio, and in the right style. Pulse, sustained release pulse. 0, 3, and 7, that's the difference. 35%, 45%, 20%. That's how we've designed these medications. And with 8 dosage strengths, again, this is a huge differentiating factor. Some products have launched with 2, maybe 3 dosage strengths. Physicians immediately disregard that medication. They're never going to touch it. Why? Their office staff has to prior auth it. And 2, they know they can't optimize their patients on the medication. Not to mention 3, the PBMs aren't going to cover it. We have the ability to overcome all of the core unmet medical needs, and we do it because we time and style and ratio the drug perfectly for the ADHD community. This was our pivotal phase 2 bioavailability study, head-to-head versus Focalin XR, the identical API. Both are dexmethylphenidate. When you look at this is 39 patients put together. You'll see, okay, what am I actually looking at here? Number 1, same fast onset. But we don't waste all of our medication up front. We save it for the back end, which allows patients to get that entire active day of coverage. We take what was known as a 12-hour drug and we move it to 16 hours. What does it mean to an individual patient? Just imagine you're this patient on the bottom right side. You're an investment banker. You're a kid. You're an adult. You're an adolescent. What happens around 11 o'clock in the morning is your drug levels start to plummet. You get lethargy, dysphoria, return of your ADHD symptoms. We, at 7 hours, deliver 20%, just enough to stop that crash and extend the therapeutic efficacy. No other product does it in an $18 billion market. Cingulate accomplishes that. When you look at side effects, we give 25% more medication, but yet we see almost a 30% reduction in the side effect profile versus the exact same molecule, dexmethylphenidate. Why? Yeah. So we deliver 25% more medication in our tablet, we give an extended duration of action up to 16 hours, but yet you see a 30% reduction in side effects. Why is that? Because we're timing, ratioing, and styling the drug. Most of the side effects that occur in ADHD are in the afternoon and evening hours. Insomnia, appetite suppression, dysphoria, headache, stomach upset. By stopping that rebound, stopping that crash, extending the duration of efficacy, you get a better side effect profile. We've seen this in three straight clinical trials, and we'll prove it again in our phase 3 studies. We will be completing all of our phase 3 work this year, and we'll be submitting our NDA in the second, third quarter of 2023. Commercialization. People always ask, what are the biggest risks that you face at Cingulate? Well, number one, money. Ticker CING. Enjoy yourselves. But the biggest issue is really we need to make sure we differentiate the product, which we've clearly done and will continue to do. From a commercialization perspective, all of the major products in this category are or will be generic when we launch. Now, typically, you'd say to yourself, wait a second, that's a huge risk. Not in ADHD. Number one, these drugs as generics cost anywhere from 55 to 90% of the cost of a brand. Why? They're Schedule II products. The DEA limits the amount and style of drugs that can be delivered. You have a pure supply and demand curve. When you look at the extended release products like Concerta, Adderall XR, Focalin XR, then Vyvanse, these are modified drug delivery systems. They're going to cost anywhere from 80 to 90% of the cost of a branded product. That's why it's so important for, number one, we have a branded asset that will be launched in this category. We have better efficacy, better safety, better tolerability. We minimize the abuse and diversion. All of those things together with, number two, rebates. Generic products do not provide rebates. Branded products do, and we will be in a position, even at a 40% rebate, so a 60% gross to net, and our downside forecasting, there's $1 billion potential here with these products. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure we achieve that. So how are we going to launch these products? We are definitely seeking a strategic partnership with a commercialization partner. That's the philosophy, especially with this first asset. They'll handle our distribution, promotion across all channels, as well as make sure we get the best market access that's possible in this category. And the PBMs want us to come. We've spoken to Optum, Express Scripts, to Caremark CVS. They know Vyvanse is going away. They know $2 billion is about to leave their cash flow. They're looking forward to products like ours. In terms of how you commercialize, we can do this with, quite frankly, minimal sales force representatives. We do that through a digital marketing aspect as well as physical boots on the ground. We'll make sure we're talking to all the important psychiatrists, neurologists, family practice docs, and pediatricians. We'll start big in terms of the number of reps and work our way down once we've communicated the story to physicians. The future of Cingulate is also pretty exciting. Utilizing our precision time release platform technology, we're not just going to be in ADHD. We're starting a trial next week in anxiety, a multi-billion-dollar opportunity with a product that has to be taken 3 times a day, and it's a maintenance medication. It's not a drug you take just with an anxiety attack. We have assets that are looking at insomnia, cardiovascular disease, bipolar disease, as well as schizophrenia. This platform can be utilized across any therapeutic area with both small molecules and potentially large molecules as well. So the future really is exciting as we look to move forward. And that's who we're all about. We're developing, building market acceptance, and providing solutions, frankly, where the current standard of care does not meet the needs of all stakeholders, patients, providers, and payers. So with that, I thank you all for your time and look forward to any questions you may have. Thank you. So the question was around pricing in terms of how Cingulate will price our medication. They asked me to repeat it. Yeah. Right. So in our preliminary market access analysis and talking to some of the 3 big PBMs, there's 2 key things. Number 1, that rebate, and number 2, what you price at initially for both Medicaid and the commercial side. So Vyvanse is priced around $15 a capsule. All of our forecasts use that as the price. At the end of the day, it may be more beneficial to Cingulate as well as the PBMs to price higher, give a larger rebate, and then manage the Medicaid side as well. So right now we're using estimates of $15 part of Vyvanse, but at the end of the day, the strategic pricing will come together and we'll do what's best for Cingulate as well as the payers. And by the way, that doesn't include the booster dose that patients have to pay for. That doesn't include the booster dose that patients have to pay for. Those scripts can be up to $200 a month for generic Adderall or generic Ritalin. Yep. It's a great question. So in terms of our phase 3 trial and what those studies are going to look like, the FDA does not want you to go head-to-head. So what we're doing is placebo-controlled trials. Our pivotal phase 3 starts in about 4 to 5 weeks. That will be a study where it's a fixed dose forced titration. It's a study the FDA wants to see to understand the side effect profile. It's a study that also no physician in their right mind would ever do for a patient. So what we're doing in addition to that is a dose optimization extension. So for 3 additional months, we'll take a look at those patients after they come out of that trial, about 300 patients, and we'll convert them to the right dosage according to the psychiatrist's benefit. We're also doing an onset and duration trial, which is, again, a dose optimization. It's real-world evidence where we optimize patients on Cingulate 1301. We then put them into a classroom setting for a single day. You see the onset, the duration, and the side effect profile. We're also considering some investigator-initiated trials where they take patients that have been on Focal XR plus a booster, and we switch them over to 1301. Onset, duration, efficacy, safety, all of that. So we're creating, also with exploratory endpoints around the abuse and the diversion, how do you feel in our product, all of those things, a story that not only will succeed with physicians and the FDA, but also will show the market access community how important this product is versus the treatments they have today. Does that make sense? They don't want head-to-head studies in phase 3, right? Now, we could do a head-to-head in phase 3, but what they demand is a placebo-controlled trial. So in phase 4, I could confidently say I'd love to see a head-to-head versus Vyvanse with our product. Faster onset, better duration, better safety, better tolerability, all of that. All right. Thank you all very much.